Hello, Maxime here. So I'm gonna make a live video this time. I'm gonna start with a shader plugin. I'm gonna start from scratch from the marketplace. We're gonna try to make a small demo project starting from nothing, and we'll try to make to have some fast results. Trying to create a little scene very fast. Okay, so let's get started. Marketplace. Let's look for Shadow World. Here we go. Yes, I do own the product. I'm going to install it to 4.27. Alright. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to write in the chat right now. I'm gonna start. Hello there. Okay. Okay, while it's downloading, yeah, well, anyway. Never mind. Okay, so this one is a demo project I did on with the winter set. I'm not gonna use any of this. I'm just showing you as it loaded. Okay, I'm not gonna wait for this. Okay, new project from scratch, game. Let's pick the third person project. Third person. Great. Yeah, blueprint, why not? I'm gonna change the folder. Gonna put it here in live demo. Okay, live demo. Live world. Okay. Tuck. Create project. Hi Eddie. Spawning is my main question. The second question will be using materials like Beautify. Alright, we'll get to it. No problem. Yeah, spawning is you have to understand how it's all put together. So let's see. I just made a small drawing. I'm not sure it will. I did this like on an envelope I just had near me. So let's see. Okay, so it's really badly written, but what you see right now is in blue. In blue, you can see some square. The squares are actually the LODs of the terrain and the cache system. So each square has a height map and a normal map. And in green are the grids you're computing asset on. So the first thing you need to keep in mind is that your grids, your compute grid, need to have a size which fits within the LODs of your terrain. So you have to check. We'll get to that. Okay, but you have two systems living in parallel. You have the grid system, which is the spawning assets, and which is not moving at runtime. So you have a static grid computing assets at a specific location, and you have the world LODs which are updating at runtime and moving with you. Okay, so manage plugins. Let's do this. Others. Shadow World plugin. Let's go. So the tricky thing is that with Shadow World you have to use some tricks. You have to do some maybe math or to adapt what you might use in a traditional landscape. Because in traditional landscape you have some pre-existing nodes like landscape UVs, like vertex, normal, world space, absolute world position, And here we're computing stuff at runtime, so you have to use the specific input you get from the material functions. Water version. I'm going to use 427 for the demonstration. So it's straight from the launcher, Epic launcher. So it's the 427 build that you can download from the launcher. Okay, so I just should have to access the plugin. You get to open the content browser, and you have to enable the option to show engine content and to show plugin content. If you scroll down, you'll find shadow world content, and you have the maps here. So let's open up a reference. Oh, it was actually pretty fast. Okay, so we have our demo world. There's a small brush here. I have my 8 map brush over there. Okay, so I'm gonna make something completely new, brand new world. So I'm gonna pick a reference here, I drop it in content, and make a copy, and rename it live demo. Okay. And every asset you have within this folder is specific to this map. So I'm going to rename everything live demo. Are spherical worlds possible with a plugin? As of now, no. You can't do spherical worlds. You can do you can generate bent worlds. You can do a full planet, but you can, for instance, generate a world with a curvature. We're gonna try it live. I'm not gonna make a planet live, okay? But I'm gonna show you what's possible right now. You can generate a world with a bit of a curvature if you want. You just have to do the math in the define function. Okay, so renamed live demo. So I'm gonna rename everything just to be just to not get confused while I'm managing the assets. So everything within this folder is specific to this world. Live demo. Setup cache, live demo. Why is it 2? Okay, okay. So it's a bit tedious. It's something you have to do like you have to do it only one time, hopefully. But it's just to get a clean start. Okay, should be good. I have a dummy layer here. I'm gonna rename it to live demo. Okay, we'll make a new level. We're gonna pick time of day. It's cool. Okay, I'm gonna drop. Okay, so within live demo, I'm gonna set up the materials. So live demo is using the basic runtime for live demo. I removed the runtime name, but now that's confusing. Compute cache. cache. This one is not changing. Compute spawnables, if you're just using the default spawning, it's not changing. Compute collision, it's specific, it's here. Okay, we're good. We've now a completely new world, completely set up. I just have to drop it in a world. So this one. Okay. And now we're working on a completely new project without touching anything else. We can do anything we want. Oh, that's just, we have to be careful about one thing, that this world in the define is using, might use the material collection of the other world. Yeah, here it is. So we have to change it back to okay, live demo collection parameters. Compute reference. I'm gonna need to compute live demo. Cache read reference, cache read live demo. Same here, cache read live demo. Here it's gonna be compute live demo. Okay. Here it doesn't change, but this one are gonna be the material function, the material collection parameters for live demo. Compute live demo is gonna use live demo here. That takes normal computes. So the setup is fully detailed in the documentation. Define live demo. Okay. Compute live demo. Talk live demo. Live demo. Save. Change it to live demo everywhere. Live demo, live demo. Okay. Here, live demo. Compute live demo. Hey Gustavo. Does Shadow World support runtime deformation on a package project? It could. There's lots of ways to do it. To do it. Yeah, but yes, of course. Shadow World is computing its terrain at runtime, so you can do really anything you want with it. There's nothing baked and only working in editor. Everything is computed live. Computed at runtime, so you could totally create a deformation system and change the terrain at runtime. There's no brush made for you right now. There's no systems already built upon what it's existing to allow you to do it right now, but it's totally possible to do it with the tools provided. Okay, everything is set up to live demo. Compute collision. You need to use live demo and define live demo. Using vector displacement. Yes. Not sure. What do you want to know about vector displacements? Okay, so we have what? Our live demo folder. We have default materials. These default materials are using the compute live demo, the cache read live demo, compute live demo, and the material functions are using the live demo material collection parameters, live demo vertex normal compute, live demo collection parameters, and the defines. So you see you have a couple of things to change: the collection parameters, the define, and the vertex normal. Yeah. Live demo define collection parameters, and we just object it first. Okay. This layer isn't doing anything anyway. Okay, everything is set up. Yes, we have a new map, new world, maps, live demo. Okay. So, live demo, live demo, live demo. We're good. Can start having fun now. I'm going to disable the caching. Oh, there's shadow compiling. Where is the world? Oh, yes, of course. You can just drop stuff without being careful about the collection parameters. So right now I'm scaling vertically the define function by a huge number. I'm gonna need to change this. Okay. So why is it black and white? Okay, so because I'm visualizing the noise. It's not really interesting. That's more fun. So I have my sinusoidal world. I'm gonna put back one of this one. So this one in the contrary has a really low scaling, so we're gonna cheat a bit. So I would like to use the runtime workflow to iterate. But it looks like I haven't linked the normals. Oh yes, okay. Of course it looks weird. Much better. Okay, so let's iterate a bit with this one. Okay. Close everything and just want to use the define. I'm gonna play with it. So right now we have we're using a value noise. Maybe we can just do some It's a mix between the two. Okay. Why not? And I'm gonna play around with some of the new features. I'm gonna use Gaia. Just a really basic stuff. Okay, why not? Okay, let's pick this one. Mark it for exports. And let's select PNGs. I'm gonna send it to demo at 2K. Sounds good. It's raw, so the elevation that's gonna be saved is gonna be the same as there's not gonna have any form of scaling added to the file. We're gonna preserve the scale. Okay. So we have stack here, it's a PNG 16 bits. Okay, we're done. I'm gonna use the blueprint to import heightmap, shadow world contents, BP, import heightmap, locate the heightmap, it's a stack, it's a PNG, so it's gonna be able to hopefully define the dimensions automatically. I'm gonna import the heightmap in the live demo heightmap folder and demo 8. Okay, so it detected it was 2048. Live demo heightmap, that's great. So you see it's a packed texture. So you have information stored in the two channels. We're gonna use this in a BP brush. So I'm gonna drop a brush manager, and I'm gonna go to the brushes, heightmap brush, and in the heightmap brush, I'm gonna be able to import the some extra information here. So you have a flow map. Nice. Okay, it's imported. Flow. Here we go. So you have a flow map, and I have an heightmap. That's great. That's great. The dimension of the box is way too small, and I can barely see it, but we're gonna need to scale it to define the surface we're gonna impact with a heightmap. Okay, so first let's bind the brush manager to the world. So brush manager. I'm gonna add a new layer. And a new brush, which is gonna be my 8 brush. Here we go. So I can remove my blueprint tool to import the heightmap. And I'm gonna play with my 8 brush. Okay. So you can see that the terrain near the camera isn't processing the brush because the boundaries must be really small compared to the... I can barely see it. Where is it? Oh, look at this square. It's way smaller than the actual surface impacted. Shit. 2000, here we go. Okay, much better. Let's go even to 3000, just to be sure. Okay, so here we have our the heightmap we just imported. Can probably scale it even more. So right now I'm in my world. Do I have any layer? Yeah, I need to add a new layer. I'm gonna name it live demo layer. Live demo layer. It's gonna need material. I'm gonna use this one. So it's not doing anything. It's just writing black in it. Live demo layer, and my brush is gonna write into live demo layer. So if you notice, it was breaking the rendering because my brush had no name targeted for the layer, while it was actually checked here to dot layer, so it wasn't drawing anything. Okay, so I'm in runtime workflow. I'm gonna go back to the cached. Oh, I'm already in caching, my bad. I thought I had changed. Okay, so it doesn't seem to be using the flow map for now. So I've created a new layer. This layer is named live demo layer. I'm going to my cache material. And here I can create a texture sample. Texture sample parameter 2D, which is named live demo layer, which is the same name here. I have pixel layer UVs, and if I read the green channel, the red channel, because my heightmap brush is writing the flow map into the red channel. So if I check the red channel here, I should see the flow map. Which I don't, because I've updated the cache material and I haven't rebuilt the world. So I changed the material, but the material applied to the world is a dynamic material, a dynamic material. So you have to rebuild the world to update the dynamic material which is, the world is using. Okay, so we have some boundaries issues. I might have to scale it even bigger. Okay, so I have my heightmap with it's a nice flow map. So right now I'm not using the flow map for anything, so I'm gonna make the product of the red channel and the blue channel because I stored some feather blending. If you check the blue channel, I've stored some blending variable, so I can fade away the flow map. So I open the world, cache material. I make the product of the flow map and the fading blue channel. So we can check it back. Instead of having the flow map all over the world, we're gonna have the flow map around the heightmap. Okay. gonna increase even more because I noticed some artifacts. Oh, maybe it's a, yeah, okay, it's a part of I thought it was coming from the world, but actually it came, the artifact came from the sky dome used in this demo. Okay. So this is our world. I'm just gonna scale maybe the sky dome up. So I'm gonna connect back the base material. I'm gonna use this variable here, which is a flow map only near the height map. So with I'm fading away the value of the flow map outside the range of influence of the height map. I'm gonna use this stuff which is equal to 1 at the flow map to change the values here. So here I have 3 texture arrays, and if I want to change the material used, I'm going to need to change the index used to define the material. So the way it's working for texture arrays, you have the 3 parameters. The first 2 parameters it's reading when you're feeding UVs. The X and Y coordinates are the first 2 parameters. The third parameter is actually an index. So here you see I'm feeding the UVs. Traditional UVs, and I happened a third parameter, which is the index of the used to pick a material within this texture 2D arrays. So I'm gonna use the flow map to change the index here. So I'm gonna make something really simple. I'm gonna pick the max. The max here. So when the flow map is equal to 1, it's going to be equal to 1. Otherwise, it's going to pick the value of the which it has originally. And outside of the influence of the height map, it's going to be equal to 0 anyway. So it's going to stick to the value it used to have. Can't see much. Oh, it's quite subtle. Maybe we can use it to make it more obvious. First of all, we can increase the cache resolution if you want to see it more clearly. I'm gonna change some color intensity maybe. Okay, so nice, it's starting to really show. That's cool. That's cool, that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna spawn here. Okay, so by default I have this grasses element which spawned. I have my heat map. Now we're gonna check the marketplace to add some cool meshes on the world, and maybe materials. Okay, I'm gonna check the marketplace. So let's see. I actually posted a message in Discord, so I'm gonna check Discord if anyone suggested in a specific environment. So let's see. Brushify. Okay, let's see some Brushify then. What do I have from Brushify? So yeah, those 4. There's a mountain pack, cliff pack, Arctic pack. Arctic pack sounds cool. No clue. Cliff maybe? Live world, okay. Now, right now I'm on Unreal Engine 4.27, but the plugin is completely compatible with Unreal 5. Leo Shu. Catching up with the chat. Spherical worlds, yeah, I answered that, so not right now, but you can do some curved world. So the way you can do it right now is that I'm using a rather high precision to place to generate the world. So you can use the live demo equation here. You have to do a bit of math, okay, but you can generate half a sphere if you want, playing around with settings here, doing a bit of math. You can generate half a sphere using this setup. Runtime deformations, yeah, runtime deformations, totally doable. There's a way to make it easier, but for now in the free version there's no. You have to do it yourself, to code it yourself using the blueprint brush system. You can create a custom brush with a render target. I don't know if you checked the Unreal Engine example maps, but within the example maps you have a demonstration of a runtime painted 8 map. Runtime 8 deformation Unreal Engine example. Say example. I think it's an example project. Runtime deformations. No, it's not it. 8 field painter. This is it. Okay. So it's really basic, but if you want to get started and doing runtime deformation, you can implement this 8 field painter in Blueprints or C++. And if you create a blueprint brush out of this, you're basically creating a way to change the terrain at runtime. So you can wrap this thing, the 8 field painter, you can wrap it into a blueprint brush and add it to the world here, and you will be able to do runtime deformations. I'm just giving you some, if you want to get started, if you want to try something. I haven't taken the time to do anything like that, but you can try doing it yourself. So you implement the 8 map, the 8 field painter from the tutorials. It's straight from the Unreal Engine, and you can create a brush from this 8 field painter and change and deform the world live at runtime in packaged games as you want. Okay, so we've downloaded a new Brushify. We got a bunch of static mesh. Oh yeah, okay, got a lot of stuff. Using displacement, existing vector displacement maps, and get overhangs. Yeah, to do overhangs, there's 2 ways right now. The first one is that you are using an external tool to sculpt a really nice overhang mesh, and you place it in the wall. That's one option. The other one is to use, of course, some form of mashing cubes, voxels, etc. So and right now the plugin isn't doing any voxels manipulation. There's no mashing cube implemented, so it's a flat terrain for now. In this version, at least. For example, I will use Gaia for the heightmap, but then we're going to see some. Okay. Environment shader pack. Yeah, but I also wanted to the environment shader. I also wanted to spawn some assets. So I'm gonna pick there's grass here. Okay, so I have my spawnables, I have my grass. If I want to make it more obvious, I'm going to generate it even closer. What are the size of these rocks? Okay, so they're big rocks. Are they all this dimension? Okay, they're all huge like that. Oh, okay, it's a desert snow. Yes, it's the same rock with different shadow. Okay. I don't know which one we're gonna use. Maybe we're gonna turn it into a snowfield. I'm gonna pick the snow stuff. Snow, 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 snow. Snow stuff. I'm gonna make a new spawnable. I'm gonna drop my snow stuff in here. It's compiling all the shadows of the set. Okay, here we go. Okay, this rocks is gonna actually rather huge, so I'm gonna generate collision for them. I don't see any rocks so far, so I'm gonna make it make them spawn closer. Where are the rocks? What? Oh, okay. So what was happening right now? The world is using shaders to be generated, and there's a safeguard at the start of the world updates. If the world is compiling shaders, it's not processing anything. So it's just waiting for shaders to be compiled to update the world. So right now it was actually compiling all the shaders of the rocks. So the world wasn't updating. So now you can see that I'm now that I've completely compiled the shadows of the rocks and generating those rocks. Okay, so maybe I can start using them a bit further away. So what I'm doing right now is adjusting the side dimensions of the grid to compute the rock. So as I shown earlier, you have the world, which is the height map, the landscape, which is using the squares, and you have smaller grids, the green grids here that are static and are placing objects around the camera. So right now I'm playing with the side lengths of this green grids. I'm playing 68 meters per side. I'm gonna do 16. I'm gonna go maybe less instances per grid. I'm gonna scale it up. Okay. So those assets have collisions. I'm gonna enable collision only at proximity. So right now I'm computing 3 levels of grids. So 0, 1, 2, there's a third one here. And I'm gonna enable collisions only on the 0 and 1. So the rocks that are close to the player. Okay, so what I'm noticing right now is that the world isn't showing, so it's most likely because I have to increase the clip map outcooling. So what it's doing is actually the world, I'm moving vertices inside the shader, and the CPU doesn't have any information about that, so it doesn't know the height of the terrain, so I'm actually tricking the CPU, if you will, into thinking that my world is maybe at the collision. Okay, so the collision are great. So generation is great too. I need to check the boundaries. Boundaries are great too. So what's happening? Oh, that's weird. I'm gonna have to check that. Why? Oh, maybe I'm gonna try using my own custom controller, which is gonna wait for shadows to be compiled. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out. Let's see what's happening. I wonder if it's related to the brush. Okay, so it's related to the brush. Maybe there's something I forgot to reset. And live demo. Don't try new stuff live. Okay, so there's something in the brush when I'm using. So maybe a setting that I haven't reset. I need to check it. So it's something related to the 8 brush. That's weird. I'm gonna cheat a bit. I'm gonna have to check that. It looks like the 8 brush isn't processed. Ah, maybe because it might be because I'm resetting a bunch of parameters at begin play using reset here. I'm gonna have to look into it. Okay, bug report. Okay, never mind. Here we go. So I'm gonna have to check it's something related to the 8 brush, and I have to make a fix for 1.1. Okay, so we have our rocks here. Our rocks are only have collisions near us. Okay, let's see what kind of other assets we have. There's grass here. I won't bother, I'm gonna pick everything. Spanables. New spanables. There you go. I've closed my live stream, I don't see what you're saying. Here you go. So yeah, no, I'm not on U5, I'm on 427. But yeah, there's a build for Unreal Engine 5. Is it possible to replicate the terrain in a network? Well, actually, if your map is set up the same way, and you don't allow users to edit the brushes and there's no reason that it's not generated exactly the same way on all the players. Okay, so I've added some brushify grass. We're gonna lower the grid size. So I'm spawning 65 elements within 64 by 64 meters grids. So I'm gonna lower the size of the grids, which in consequence increase the density of the grass. So now I'm spawning 65 instances. I'm gonna spawn a lot more. Okay, I'm gonna remove the initial grass here. Okay, so we get some grass. Okay, let's see. Let's see if I have other brushify stuff. Cliff pack. Let's go crazy. Let's get it. Let's get it live. Live world. Let's go. Mountain pack. Let's go. So right now I'm just using the asset. I'm not using the textures yet. Because I'm using the default texture from the plugin, so it's like 500 pixels textures. Still looking pretty good actually. yeah, I want to show you something else. Let's use a custom spawnable material. So right now I'm spawning. I don't want to spawn any grass when the flow map is equal to 1. Let's say. I'm going to duplicate this material here. I'm going to go to my project, materials, spawnables. Grass. I'm going to make a copy of this material, which is the one computing the location of materials. It's in the live demo, materials, spawnables, copy here. I'm gonna make a grass layer. The grass layer is gonna use the layer I'm computing here. So the world is has one layer named the live demo layer. This live demo layer is used by the brush system to write the flow map of the height map we've computed at the beginning of the stream. So I'm writing the flow map into the live demo layer, and now I'm going to use the live demo layer to prevent the spawning of any grass when the flow map is equal to 1. Okay. So I'm going to use the live demo layer. So it's the red channel, and in the blue channel I've stored a blending to prevent the flow map of being equal to 1 outside of the range of the height map. So this stuff is equal to 1 when the flow map is equal to 1. So I'm gonna make a filter here. Something really simple. Let's name flow map. It's gonna return a simple float. If flow map bigger than 0.5, return 0. Otherwise, return 1. Okay. And this stuff is gonna be multiplied by this value here. Okay. So I've created a custom density function for the grass spawnables. I'm gonna go to my live demo. Live demo, the spawnables, the grass, and in the grass I'm gonna put this custom material here. I'm gonna regenerate the spawnables. Okay, let's see if it works. So where the flow map is equal to is bigger than 0.5, I'm not supposed to see any grass. Or maybe I did the opposite. Wait. Interesting. So filter bigger than 1. No, okay, should be fine. Can visualize the flow map actually. Let's see if the spawning of the grass matches. Okay, so I'm not supposed to see any graphs when there's white. Bigger than 0.5. Maybe I'm gonna make it even more. bigger than 0.1. Maybe that was too much. So you can make a custom material. You can create a parameter here and make a custom material. Okay. So here I'm not spawning any grass when the flow map is equal to is bigger than 0.1. Okay, so I've imported new assets from Brushify. That's what I did. Brushify cliff packs already exist. You want to for them? No. Okay, so we've done asset spawning. I'm gonna use the materials now. Let's see. Hey Atman, how you doing? We've got Highlander too. Awesome. Okay, so let's use the material now. So yeah, I'm using this texture arrays. I'm going to use new one. Those are inside the plugin folder. I'm going to make a copy and use custom ones. Okay, so I have an issue here. So I have some a video card issue right now, and make a copy. Where's this? Okay, I'm gonna empty the everything here. Now let's check Brushify for some textures. Materials. Landscape, materials, grass. Okay, it's material functions right now, it's not textural materials. I'm looking for textures. There it is. Okay, I think I'll have to continue another time. So right now we've shown quite a bit actually already. We've shown the asset spawning, custom density functions. I've been using the Brushify to find assets. Maybe I'm gonna make another video for the ground textures, but yeah, I think that's all for now. Thanks for watching.